And try to be careful. I lost my last recording, so we'll keep this recording. Hip mobility and stability. So let's come get comfortable supine on the mat for starters. Oh, and we do want to have just one single block available today, somewhere near you. Not critical, but desirable. Let's come on down. Just feel like you kind of have settled your skeleton down. Your knees can remain bent. And just come into your breath. See what the breath feels like as it comes into your body. Just kind of let the breath flow your awareness down your body. And the exhale, let your awareness flow back up your body, and just notice how you feel right at this moment. I do like to lengthen my tailbone underneath me. So let's come into a bridge. So as I said, we've kind of got a hip focus today. So just let's see how it feels initially. We're going to inhale to lift. So I'm pressing my feet down, using my inhalation to float my hips up. My shoulders support me at the top. My chest maybe chases my chin at the top of the gesture. Exhale and float back down. Yeah, this feels for you today. Come as high as you'd like to come, or a little bit lower if that's better for you, using your breath. One more time, let's inhale up. And exhale and float down, and just kind of really just feel supported underneath you. As I say, I like to lengthen my tailbone. So I'm really feeling the sacrum flat on the floor. And let's just do the following. So I'm going to kind of hug my hips in, drawing my core up and in, keep breathing. And I'm just going to take a little walk just right here. And it's just a little test. We're going to add a bridge in this walk. So we're just kind of testing it on the ground. So this should feel pretty simple and similar to walking, other than the fact that I'm lying on my back. And then stop for a second. So now press my feet down. So I'm gonna float up. Maybe I don't come to my highest point, but somewhere. And then once again, sort of draw in these glute med muscles on the side. Draw in my core, but keep breathing, and just take a little walk here. So I don't want to be sort of swinging in this walk. I want to be kind of hugging in and drawing in. So there's not so my hips are not swaying or particularly moving. I'm just lifting and lowering my feet. So just take this little controlled walk. A couple more. All right, take it on down. You can hug in your knees, maybe rock your sacrum. Great. So let's invite Supta Baddha Konasana next. So I'm going to put the soles of my feet together and let my knees open. And maybe that's comfortable for you. Some people like the support of a block underneath their knee. So that's an option if you'd like that, or you can put your hands here. Again, lengthen your tailbone here And just kind of rock your knees back and forth and just kind of feel the opening, there's a hamstring muscle that's lengthening there, the inner one. And you might feel your adductors. Then relax for a moment. And we're going to alternate the following two gestures. So the first one is a little challenging. I'm going to lift my hips here by pressing. So I'm really pressing the edge of my feet down to the ground so I can float my hips and come down. It's not very high. And then I'm going to pull my knees in, but not let my feet separate and open. So just kind of alternate those two gestures. So knees and open and hip lift and down, and knees and open and hip lift and down. Just kind of play with this flow. Use your breath. I am trying to press my knees open when my hips are lifting, right? Couple more. All right, once again, I can hug in my knees, rock a little bit, and we're going to come around to all fours, so I can either roll up or roll to the side, whichever pleases me. And I'm going to come around to my all fours position or tabletop position for cat and cow next. So I like to spread my hand if I'm going to use my whole hand. If I have wrist trouble, I can be on fists here. Knees are under hips, or hands are right under shoulders, right under the shoulders. And I'm going to lengthen. So once again, lengthen my tailbone so I can sort of, if I poke my tailbone up, that's up and that's down, and there's lengthen, right? So you can play with what that feels like on your body. And then let's have an inhalation that drops my belly, lifts my pelvis, lifts my head, rolls my shoulders back. Here's the top of my cow. And then an exhalation, my head drops, my pelvis drops, and I curve up into my cat. So find the full expression for you. We're definitely warming our bodies up. Flow through and see how this feels. Two more full cat and cows. As you come out of this cat, find that nice long neutral. Feel like your spine is really long. I'm looking right down so that my neck is in line with my spine. And feeling really strong here. Now we're going to turn our attention to just simply doing a cat-cow with the lower part of our body, which means that my shoulders aren't going to move, my head's not going to move. And I'm going to inhale and drop my belly and lift my pelvis up. I'm going to exhale and I'm going to scoop it under. So I'm basically leaving my shoulders and my rib cage where they are, and just using my lower body to do this version of cat and cow, still with my breath. Couple more. Lengthen everything out. Good. So let's just do a little bit of hip mobility here. So what I want to do, and I think it might be easier if I turn to the side so you can sort of see me this way. What I want to do is I'm going to just I'm bringing my knee right up to the side. So this is external rotation. And then I'm going to cross it in front of me and then swing it up and cross it in front of me. That's the action. That knee down, lengthen your tailbone. We'll take it the other way. So I'm going to open up and then cross. So it's external rotation, a little bit of internal rotation. For the action, the external rotator are my glute max. The internal rotators are a bunch of different muscles. Nobody's really not one muscle's in charge of internal rotation, but a bunch of them. One more time. Great. Now, what I want to try to do here, and everybody's going to be a little bit different, is can I just step my foot in front right next to my hand, and then can I slide this leg forward at all? Everybody's going to be a little bit different here. And then take it back and bring it back. So I'm just kind of stepping between my hands and then sliding forward. So it's a straight leg, a little bit of a stretch of my hamstring and my glute muscles, and then take it back. Let's try that. We'll try that 2 more times. So step and slide, and step and return. Step and slide, and step and return. One more time. I'm going to step, I'm going to slide, and step and return. Step and slide, and step and return. Beautiful. Slide back to a child's pose, lengthening your arms, and maybe sort of turn your wrists a little bit, kind of just see if you can take any tension that might have accrued in your wrists. Beautiful. Inhale, come up. So I want to invite us into down dog. So strong arms underneath me. Toes are now tucked. I'm going to inhale, my knees float, my hip float all the way up. And then once I'm in down dog, I can go ahead and pedal. And then inhale, full expression of my dog. Open my mouth and exhale. Let's inhale our right leg up and bending my knee. I'm trying to open my hip here, and everybody's going to look a little bit different. And it's the opposite of squaring my hip, which we spend a lot of time doing, like in Warrior 3. But I'm really opening my hip here. Just breathe here. Good. And then sort of swing it down and around towards your left tricep and back up again. And swing it down and around and back up again. And one more time, down and around and back up again. Inhale, and then exhale. Put your foot down. Inhale, open your mouth and exhale. Inhale, my left leg's up, bend it and open this left hip. Just feel it, breathe into it. Let it be where it is for you in this tripod pose. Inhale here, then exhale, cross over it, and inhale, exhale, cross, inhale, exhale, cross, and inhale. Exhale to put your foot down. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Let's come and sit down completely and stretch both legs out and just kind of pedal a little bit. And then I'm going to pull my left foot in, so I'm not mirroring you. My left foot's in, kind of into my groin. My right leg is here. And I want to do a little mobility motion work here. So I'm kind of seated down, I'm sitting nice and tall. This lays in front of me, and I'm going to just take it right back behind me into a pinwheel position, which does lift my right hip slightly off the floor, and then take it back in front of me. So that's the action. So I want to move it back and forward, just feeling that motion in the hip. And forward, noticing what you notice. Now, I don't have my hands on, if you need support, you can put your hands on the ground. I don't tend to put my hands on the ground, but you can support myself like this. Great, and there, pedal that a little bit, take the other leg out, pedal it a little bit, and bring my right foot in. Ready to go second side. So again, I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm gonna pull it behind me and swing it in front of me. And just notice what you notice. You can notice if this hip feels different than the right hip. Left feels different than right. Could be, could not be, depends. One more time. All right, great. So now we're going to put our feet on the floor in front of us, opened, in this kind of open position. So I'm still sitting up pretty tall. 13 from the side, so still sitting up pretty tall, right? So I don't want to be like kind of losing it back here. And this is a shin box. So I'm going to drop my knees from side to side. I'm showing to you from this angle, and I'll take it front. So I'm dropping my shins from side to side. So there's a lot of movement in the hip, and my knees are involved and my ankles are involved. So just kind of feel what you feel. I always go for a walk when I do this, invariably, like I'm walking off my mat and towards the computer. So just a couple more. Great. And then take yourself back and be in the position you ended up in. And then inhale my arms up and turn towards this knee. And exhale. And inhale, and then exhale, and sort of flat back forward, and then you can round whenever you want to round, just kind of hands on the ground, and you're over this knee. Inhale here, and then exhale and just walk around. So you're kind of doing a twist, and you're reaching back to the other leg. And then inhale and come back to the front knee. Exhale to sit up. Inhale. Exhale to switch sides. Inhale, my arms are up. Exhale, I'm turning towards this knee. Inhale here. Exhale, start out with a flat back, and then you can round whenever you want to round. And this other hip does come up, and just kind of be here and breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, walk it around to the other knee. Little twist. Inhale, come back, and exhale to sit up. And inhale, take both of my legs out and pedal a little bit. Wonderful. Let us come. We're going to just kind of step ourselves into a forward fold, if you will. So I'm going to come around like this, put my right foot, put my left foot, my knees are bent, my hips are bent, and I'm going to exhale and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan bend. All the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Great. So let's start a series of 3 sun salutations that will build. And First one, A. I'm gonna inhale my arms up. If I want to take a little back bend here, I can. Exhale, forward fold, everything falls forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, my hands connect to the ground, and I step myself back to a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, the easiest way to lower myself to the ground would be to put my knees down and then put my chest down. And I'm on the ground, my hands are underneath my shoulders. I'm gonna inhale for cobra as high or low as I like. Exhale to lower down. Then I'm gonna inhale to come back up, maybe through all fours to come back up to down dog. Open my mouth and exhale. Inhale, I come on my tippy toes. Exhale, walk myself forward. I'm in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands in front of my heart. Adding on, I'm going to inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to step into plank. Second variation of how I could lower myself, knees down if I'd like that, or I could put my knees down, but otherwise stay in a half plank position and do a half chaturanga to lower myself down. But that would be the second easiest way to lower myself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to lower myself down. I'm tucking, I'm going to inhale. Maybe I come through all fours, or maybe I can just come up through plank to down dog. And exhale. I'm going to inhale my right leg up. Exhale, stepping my right foot forward, putting my left foot down at a 45-degree angle. So I'm getting ready to come up into warrior one, using my core. I'm going to inhale, inhale, inhale. Up, I want to exhale and come into warrior three. So I'm going to exhale and come forward into warrior three. Inhale to step back. Exhale to step back into plank. Inhale. Last way to lower myself down would be a full chaturanga. So I can do that. So I'm just going to take the lowering method that works best for me. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down, tucking my toes. I'm going to inhale, take myself up to down dog, however I need to get there. Open my mouth and exhale. Inhale, my left leg up, second side. Exhale, step my left foot forward, put my right foot down. Inhale, core, 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 core on warrior one. Exhale, warrior three. I have a harder time on this side because I've got a tendon problem. Inhale to come up. Exhale, put my hands down. Inhale, I'm in plank. My choice of lowering, I'm going to lower myself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, up to down dog. Exhale. Inhale, I'm on my tippy toes. Exhale, walk me forward, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale. Hands in front of my heart. We got one more. Sun South C coming up. Inhale, my arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale to take my right knee back. So my left foot's in front, knee stacked over my ankle. And my right knee is pretty much right under my hip. Inhale myself all the way up here. I'm going to exhale and stretch over towards the left. Inhale, my arms back up. And exhale to put my hands down. And let's inhale and just switch my leg position. So I'm right knee is forward stacked over my ankle. My left knee is pretty much under my hip. I'm going to inhale up and inhale up. Exhale, put my hands down. Let's inhale, I'm in a plank. Exhale, I'm lowering myself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to lower myself and tuck, and inhale, I'm up. In down dog, and exhale. Inhale on my tippy toes, exhale, walk me forward, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive over. Exhale. Hands in front of my butt. Beautiful. That was our sun cell series. Let's do a couple of things. Okay, great. So standing nice and tall. Let's do some kicks that activate our psoas, right? So my psoas starts here, goes down the back, crosses across and connects to my femur at the bottom here. So it's one of my prime, not my soul, but one of my prime hip flexor muscles. So I'm standing hip width apart, nice and tall. My tailbone is long. So I'm going to inhale and step my right foot back. I'm going to exhale. I'm just going to kick. So inhale, exhale, kick. I kicked off my leg warmer. Feeling, you might feel it is a subtle muscle. One more time, inhale and kick. All right, great. Standing hip width apart. Let's inhale, tap my left foot back, exhale and kick. Couple more. Beautiful. So let's come into our standing series now. Still, I'm going to stand at the front of my mat. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, stepping my right foot back into warrior two. So my feet are strong, my legs are strong, my tailbone's long, my core is lifted, my hips are relaxed, and my torso is turned towards the side of my room, and I'm looking out over my left hand. Inhale. Exhale and reverse. Left arm lifts, I'm looking at my left hand. Then I'm going to inhale, my arms come up, my legs straightens. I'm going to exhale, I'm reaching down into triangle, wherever it takes me. And if I want to block under my hand, I can take that. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reverse. And then inhale, we're going to skate to the other side. So I'm going to skate around, switch my feet, and exhale into warrior two. On side two, checking my position with an inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, arms up, my legs straighten. Exhale, up and over into triangle. Breathing down here. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, we'll come around to side one and add on with an exhale to reverse. Inhale, my arms are up. Exhale over into triangle. We're going to go a little bit quicker on the breath. Inhale back up. We're going to exhale back into a revolved triangle. So watching me, I'm going to exhale. I'm reaching down. I'm in triangle. I'm going to inhale and turn. I'm facing the mat. I'm going to exhale and revolve around. My right arm is now supporting me underneath me. And I'm in revolve. Cycle of breath here. I'm going to inhale to come back through center. Exhale, I'm back in triangle. Inhale, my arms are up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale to skate. Exhale, reverse. Warrior. Inhale, arms up, straighten my leg. Exhale for triangle. Inhale myself all the way back up. I'm going to get ready for revolve triangle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to complete my revolution. Cycle of breath here. Inhale, I'm looking down. Exhale, I'm back in triangle. Inhale, I'm up. Exhale, I'm reverse. Reverse warrior. Let's inhale and skate. We've got a little more to add on. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, my arms up. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come down, flow through to your revolve. Inhale, flow back up. And then exhale, lower my arms and just sort of heel toe in. We're going to do a funky chair. So I'm going to stand on my right leg solidly. And I'm going to bring my left ankle onto my right knee. And I'm going to sit down. Anjali Mudra is a useful hand position here. And oops, and breathe here. So find it, find it, find it. Deal with the wiggles. I do sit into this. Inhale and come up. Some days the balance is more solid than other days. Let's step into a reverse warrior. Inhale, we'll skate around. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, arms up, legs straightens. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, up. Exhale, into revolve, triangle. Inhale to take me back up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale and then exhale, heel toe in. So I'm ready for side two. So standing on my left leg. Here's my tendon problem leg, but we'll do what I can. So I'm going to cross and sit into it. And then, oops, cross and sit into it. Hands together. You can see how wobbly I am here, but it has to do with my leg tendon. Woo! All right, I was going to show it to you from this side anyways. We work with our injuries. That's all we can do. Inhale out of that. Great. Shake everything out. That was wonderful. All right. So let's take our block. And I want to do some work with our glute med on the side here. And so I'm going to step on the block with my right foot, leaving my left foot connected, and just come up here, but see if you can squeeze, draw in here. And I'm going to point out as well that there's another muscle that really helps this muscle, and that is quadratus lumborum, which is right here where my hand is on my back. These two muscles work together quite a bit to support us with support us on the side, right? And keep us kind of organized. Good. So drawing to whatever, quadratus lumborum is a quiet, mindful muscle. You may not feel it as strongly, but if you kind of draw your core up and in and draw your hips in same direction, then we want to float this left leg, and I just want to let it swing. So I'm just trying to see if I can swing and stay up like this, because so I don't want to be like this, right? I'm hugging this in and I'm just swinging this leg. Right? Step off and just notice how you feel for a moment. And then step left foot on, sit, keep the right connected first as you sort of talk through the whole system, drawing everything in, and you can float this other leg. My tendon is doing slightly better here. Only slightly better, but a little bit better. We can improve. That's the good news. When we get an injury, we can work with it and improve. But it can take time, and we have to have some patience and step off and just notice what you notice. Great. So we're going to work ourselves down to the ground. We've got a little bit more work to do, but we're getting getting there in our practice. Let's inhale our arms up. Maybe there's a little back bend here. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward, fold. Put my hands down. I just want to step back to a seated position and just stretch my legs out. Dandasana, and I sometimes lift my cheeks out, so I want to really sit on my sits bones and sit tall. And let's flex our wrists, flex our feet, and point both. So let's relax our ankles and our wrists that both worked hard for us today. Beautiful. Let's do a seated Supapattanasana. So I'm going to put my feet together, and I can have my heels quite in close to me, or I can have them a little bit out from me. So wherever it's most comfortable for you is fine. Sitting up nice and tall. As I've said, some people like to put blocks under their knees, but see how it works for you. Inhale here. Exhale. Then inhale my arms up. And exhale, and just come forward wherever it takes you. So you come forward with a flat back. You can round it anytime you want to round it. If you want to round it, you can make that choice. And just come forward and just sort of feel this stretch here and just relax. Maybe relax your head and just breathe here. And inhale up, lifting my arms. Exhale, let's side stretch. So I'm leaving my hips on the ground, but I'm doing a side stretch to the right, reach with my right fingers, but this hip is planted. Then inhale up, take it the other way. Same thing, plant the right hip and just reach with the right hand. And inhale up, and then exhale. And we will take it around to, actually, I'm going to come on my side next. So I'm going to stretch out. And I like to lower myself down like this. I could be all the way down, but I find this a little awkward, right? So I kind of want to be here or lower. And I'm right on my side so that my hip is right up in the air. My hips are stacked. My shoulders are stacked, right? So here I am. So I'm going to inhale here and exhale. We're going to do a move that strengthens QL, and then a different move that straightens glute med. The two muscles that we're talking about that are really our side support stabilizing muscles, okay? So I'm gonna lift my leg up to hip height, and then I'm going to inhale here. I'm gonna exhale, bring my knee in towards my face, and then inhale, kick away. One more. Great, and relax for a moment. So the next action is going to be this. I want to lift this leg till I really feel this muscle fire, right? So I can blow through that point, but I don't want to. I want to lift till I really feel this muscle really firing, and then I'm going to lower down. That's the range of motion. One more here. Great. So we're going to take it to our second side. I'm going to turn all the way around. You can probably roll over. And here we are. So find that sort of stacked hip, stacked shoulder position. And I'm going to lift up. So I'm going to inhale here. I'm going to exhale to crunch it in. Inhale to lengthen. You can touch here if you want to feel this muscle working a little bit. It is a mindful muscle. It is super subtle. And you probably would never feel this muscle unless you had a lower back ache. But a key pillar of support in our spine. One more. All right, relax for a moment. So we're gonna fire that glute med next. They're partners. So come up so you really feel it fire and lower it down. Use your breath. Couple more. Beautiful. So you're gonna come to supine. I'm gonna flip around so I'm on my other side, but have your block handy here. So come first down, tailbone. Come down and just kind of breathe and just notice how you feel in your hip structure, how you feel anywhere in your body, anything you're really noticing here. So I'm going to take my block and I can leave it on the lowest level. And I'm going to lift my hips up and I want to put it right under my sacrum. So my lower back is there. I'm not catching any vertebrae whatsoever. That's all slumping off of it. I'm just catching my sacrum and I'm coming into a supported bridge. So see if you can find that. Play around with your arms. See if you can find that your arm bone is in the socket and your shoulders are kind of pinned on the ground, really supporting you here. Just breathe and notice what you feel. You might have some sensation in the quadratus lumborum area where we just worked. You might have some sensation in glute med where we just worked. All right, so keeping this position, I want to bring my right knee in as far as it'll come for me. Everybody will be a little bit different. And then kind of hand on my knee, I want to take it into external rotation and then take it back and then take it into a little internal rotation. So very gently. And you should feel perfectly supported by the block underneath you. Great, that foot can go down, resettle, see if everything feels good. Left knee comes in just as far as I can bring it in. Everybody will be different here. And then I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to take it across with my hand on my knee. See how you feel, make any adjustments necessary. Great, that foot down. Great. Let's bring my right knee up to perpendicular and straighten my legs. I'm still supported on the block. And then take it down. Left leg. Great. So I want to try legs on the wall on a block. So just see if you feel secure. If you don't feel secure, you can come off the block. I'm going to just take my legs up for legs on the wall, but I'm in this supported position. Just see how you feel. If it doesn't feel good, take the block out from under you. You can do legs on the wall without it. Beautiful. And let your feet float down, lift up and take the block out from underneath you. Let's inhale and then exhale. Hug your knees in. And inhale, tee out your arms. Let's exhale, drop my knees to the right and look out over my left hand. We'll have a spinal twist right before Savasana, breathing here. Noticing how your hips feel, noticing how any other part of you feels. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower to the left and look out over your right hand. Inhale to center, maybe a little happy baby or any other position your body feels like it needs to take before you invite yourself into Savasana. And I always need to add a layer back on. So if you stripped off, you could add a layer before we come into our restful pose. And lengthening my legs and lengthening my arms. I like to turn my palms up. I feel like it just settles my shoulders nicely onto the ground. I do have a check on, is my tailbone long? And then I'm going to come into my breath. See if I can deepen my breath as I come into this restful pose. And I want to notice if I deepen my breath, can I feel how the air comes into my hip region on the inhalation and exits the hip region on the exhalation? Just kind of spend some time noticing how the breath interacts with your hip joints and the muscles in your hip. Sometimes I double check that lengthening of the tailbone. Just staying focused on your breath, watching the inhalations and the exhalations, inviting a deeper and deeper action for both movements. We'll focus on our breath and enjoy a few moments for Savasana. Wiggle fingers and toes to invite some movement. Let the wiggling grow into some stretching. And then decide how you want to come to a seat. Maybe you roll up, maybe you roll to your side. You can take whichever method suits you today to roll on up. Let's kind of keep our eyes down or fluttered closed and come into a tall seat, really lengthening that tailbone. Six bones are underneath me. My hands are on my knees, either palms down or palms up. And let's have a few cycles of breath together to complete our practice. Let's inhale through our nostrils. Open our mouths inside out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for joining me for hip mobility and stability. This practice this week. And we will, as we often do, we will return to a core focused practice next week. We theme the week, and we often theme with core, but we sort of do it every 4 to 6 weeks. So I think it's core week next week. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording.